Good morning. Welcome to Beautiful Savior. Welcome to all of those worshiping online. It is really great to be back with all of you, and thank you to everyone who filled in while I was away for a couple weeks with family. We went to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, did some whitewater rafting and hiking in the Smoky Mountains. It was a really beautiful time, but it's beautiful to be with Beautiful Savior, so it's great to see all of you today. We are continuing a worship series on the 7 churches in the beginning of the book of Revelation who received the 7 different letters. And we're talking about it from the practical standpoint of what was Jesus telling them and what's Jesus teaching us through these stories, these letters from 2,000 years ago, but very practical for us in the 21st century. Also today, I want to recognize that we are between the worship services, going to have a birthday celebration for Marilyn Burrell. And where is Marilyn at the moment? She's right over here. Marilyn is our last living founding member, and on Friday, the 26th, Marilyn turned 100 years old. So you'll hear a tiny bit more during the after the sermon, and then we'll have a time to sing happy birthday for her between the worship times. But so glad to have you here with us. And we're hearing about Sardis today. It was what Jesus called the dead church. But as Marilyn's video and our history points out, we've been a very alive church. So it's kind of a nice comparison or juxtaposition between the two. What we're going to hear now is actually quite the opposite. A beautiful thing about a living church. And we have Marilyn here, as I mentioned, who's celebrating her 100th birthday with us. And she interviewed with the Eichers for like an hour long. We're not playing the hour-long video, but it is great, though. It is great. I've heard a whole lot of it. We just grabbed a little snippet. So as you think about Sardis, this church that looked alive on the outside but was dead on the inside, let's hear a snippet of Marilyn's story about Beautiful Savior, this church that has been alive and thriving and is growing in ways for which we just give thanks to God every moment.
My name's Al Eicher, and I'm interviewing Marilyn Burrell, who is a charter member of this church, actually the last survivor of the charter members from way back in 1955. Marilyn, I understand. How old are you going to be in July?
Over 100. I'm not looking forward to it, though.
Wow.
Yeah, Grace Lutheran Church named this church Beautiful Savior. This area was just beginning to develop. There were few houses going up in a few subdivisions. Our services were in the parsonage basement. While this church was being built, were only 12 families. And 6 of them came from Grace. And so anyway, all the men that were members were on the council. And that's how Chuck got elected to be president of the council. But Pastor Zill just hit it off with everybody, and we, as you said, we grew, and that's when we had a drive to get new pews, altar. You know, Al, every one of these ministers had, the time they were here, had so much love and devotion to this church. That's what made this church grow to what it is today, and it is an asset to this community. And I'm so proud to say that I'm a member of this church. And we need the young people, because they're going to be our future church. And we've got to have them involved in activities, and because they're going to take over. Because we're not getting any younger, at least I'm not. And it's just wonderful to say that I'm so proud to say that I'm a charter member of this church, and the people, you got to be active in it to appreciate everything and that goes on in this church. It's an asset to this community. We've grown, and we wouldn't have grown if it weren't for the all those pastors that gave their love and devotion to this church.
Really? So I'm here to give flowers to Marilyn right now in honor of your 100th birthday, and we will be singing after worship for you, but it is just such an honor to know you and to call you a friend. Oh, you don't have, no, don't stand up for me. Don't stand up. No,
It's
no,
such an honor.
no. And you say the pastors, but you too and all the people here have done so much through all these years, and
That's what made this church.
yeah, and you helped be part of that, you and Chuck and your family, and we're so grateful for all of you.
I just want to say that this church has meant so much to me, and I just can't explain it, but remember, I've had many, many, many memories of this church, and my prayer for you is that you also will have many, many memories, and remember to love one another.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And you may not know this, but that was actually the Apostle John's sermon. You know, he's the last living, he's the only apostle to die a natural death, actually. And when he was up around 90 years old, he would just get in front of the congregation and say, just love one another. And then he would sit back down again. So thank you for giving a 2,000-year-old sermon that is priceless and meaningful today. So
I'd like to welcome you to our Beautiful Savior Summer Art Event, where you can get your hands dirty. We know that our events are geared towards children, but we just like to let the adults know that they're welcome, and there's so much food, fun, and games for you as well. Our community art summer event will be Thursday, August 8th from 5 o'clock p.m. to 7:30 p.m. and it will be fun. We will have a community art project that we're going to do together for the church. It will be beautiful. We have guest artist Sherry McKinnon, as well as our very own Linda Snavely that will be helping with the community art project. We will have many activities for children in all ages, and we have gifts for everyone as well. So come with your competitive and fun spirit and do some artwork and take something home with you, and let's just enjoy the summer, this beautiful church, this beautiful weather. If the weather permits, we will be outside. However, we do have our beautiful youth room, and we would love to have you come on down and spend time with us. We have so much fun. Just ask anybody that has been to the community art program, and I'm sure they will tell you that it is lots of fun and lots of gifts, lots of food, and lots of conversation. So come on down. Once again, that is Beautiful Savior Lutheran Church in our youth room, or it might be outside depending on the weather. So we're keeping our options open, but I will tell you to come out and have a great time, and you will indeed. God bless, and hope to see you there.